Here is your second 2-point perspective demonstration and assignment. This one's a 2-point perspective number 2 on Classroom. And you're going to create a sort of triangular prism, a pyramid, a cylinder, a cone, and just a regular box. So you should be able to do the box on your own. Just to review, I'll do one here. So I'll start on the bottom left. Again, the steps for 2-point perspective, go ahead and draw your front corner. Right, and then you're going to connect that corner to the vanishing points, both sides, and top and bottom. There's one on the left, top to the vanishing point on the left, and then going to the right. Now notice I'm not drawing these all the way to the vanishing point because I'm going to stop these shapes short of that. So now that we know how to do it, we don't have to draw these all the way. Okay. And so that's going to give me my corner. Let me just darken these. And you have your left and your right side of your box. Next step, step 3, you draw the left and right edge. So these should be vertical lines because it's telling us where these sides are ending. Again, make sure they are straight up and down. Try not to draw them crooked because that will throw things off a little bit. Now, once you draw these two edges, you have another set of points that will give you the back edge. And all I have to do with these is connect them to the opposite vanishing points. So the right side, I'm going to go to the left vanishing point. And the left side is going to come to the right vanishing point. And there's your box in 2-point perspective. So that one's easy. Now we're going to move on and we're going to do the same thing. So we'll start with a box again. I'll draw this one quickly first. For this one, let's try to make it longer on one side. So again, step 1, draw your front corner. Then connect top and bottom. And again, on this one, I want one side to be slightly longer. So I'll make the left side here short. And the right side a little bit longer. So drawing my vertical edges, left and right, again, that's going to give us these 2 points. And that will give us the top plane of our shape. So now go to the opposite vanishing points. And now you have your box. Again, this one again is longer. Now for this one, we're going to use this short side as the sort of front of our shape. And for this, what we want to do is we want to kind of pinpoint where the halfway point on this front face is. And we're going to connect that to the base. So we have 2 points here, we have one at the top here, and we're going to turn that into a triangle. Okay, so there's my triangle. Now, all of this extra stuff becomes unnecessary. So the outer box that I originally drew, you can kind of erase it. And I'm concerned with this point right now, and I'm keeping this baseline here. This point right here, I'm going to connect to my vanishing point because it's the top corner of my triangle. So that's going to go to the vanishing point. And again, I have this base here that I already drew. I'm just going to darken it so you can see it better. And then all you have to do is draw that back edge. Now on the front edge, I have this diagonal here. So I want to match that same angle, but on the back. And there's your triangle. Now, if you wanted to, you can take this corner here and really map this out. I'll do a dotted line, just so you can see it. You don't have to draw this line. I can take this back corner here as well and draw that one out. And that's going to hit this other dotted line right around there. This is the corresponding corner with this front corner. And now I can connect that to the top of the back. Again, this is all the invisible stuff, but just to make sure that everything is lining up, there's my triangular prism in 2-point perspective. We're going to do a pyramid next. So again, we're going to start with a box. Front corner. This one I'll kind of make tall. Connect to the vanishing points. Notice that when you get closer to one side, these diagonals become a little more steep, because they are to a direction, right? So this is to the right of your kind of center line. Okay, so here's my box. Again, at this point you should do these pretty easily once you know those steps. Again, here's my back corners. Go to the opposite vanishing points on that. And there's your box. Now, on this one, I'm actually going to draw these back invisible lines like we did here. So using the corners that you know you have, you're going to use those and connect those to the vanishing point. So this here on the left on the bottom, connect to your vanishing point. Again, if you want, you can draw these as dotted lines. Over here on the right, this bottom corner to the vanishing point. That's going to give you this back corner once they hit, and that should match up with this top corner, theoretically. So there it goes. Okay, now the reason I want this is because I want this corner, I just want to know that it's in the right place. For this, I guess technically you don't need this. For the pyramid, what you want to do though at the top here is you want to kind of make an X. So you're going to connect the opposite corners on this top plane here and here. And that's going to give you the middle point of that plane. And you want to know where that is because that's what you're going to connect to the base of your pyramid. So the pyramid has 4 corners. Again, this one in the back we don't see, but you can connect the front 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And you have your pyramid. Again, that back corner one, you won't see it. There's your pyramid. I'm going to kind of come back in and shade these. So here's my dark side. light side, dark side, a little lighter here. Okay. So now we have 3 of our objects. Now, a little trickier, we're going to do some round objects, and we'll do those on the top. As we've been doing, we're going to do a box first. So let me do a front corner. Connect to your vanishing point. Notice that when you do your objects on the top, you're going to see the bottom because you're underneath them. You don't see the top anymore. Okay, this one I want to kind of make as square as possible. So I'm going to try to make the left and the right side look equal, at least. It doesn't have to be equal, but we're going to make it look equal. Okay, now again, we're going to have, this time, these back corners, again, are on the bottom because we are underneath. So connect those to your vanishing points. They're going opposite the side they are on. So if it's on the right, you're going left. If on the left, you're going right. And there's the bottom. Okay, now on this one, we're going to do a cylinder. So I actually do need this top plane that we don't see. So just like we did on the one previous to this, I'm going to use this corner here and this corner here to figure out what that top plane looks like. I'll just draw these lightly instead of a dotted line. So there's that. Let me draw that a little darker so you can see it. And again, this corner should match up with that back corner. And there's your cube. Again, you can see through it. Now what you want to do on this one, let me zoom in, is use those top and bottom planes to help you draw the round part of a cylinder. I'm going to mark kind of the halfway point on each of those sides, here at the bottom and also on the top. If you're having trouble finding the halfway point, if you actually find it on one side, it should be on the same line. So you could take your ruler, put it on your vanishing point, find the middle on one part, it'll be the middle on the other side too. Now for these, I want to use these as kind of a guide to make a circle inside this square. It's not going to necessarily be actually a circle, it's going to be an ellipse. But if you were looking at it from the top or the bottom, then it would be a circle. So there's the top of that. And the bottom, a little harder because it's narrower. Now one thing on this, the sides should match up. So this side of this circle on the top, kind of want to make it match. The bottom, same thing here. Those are going to be the sides of your cylinder. Right, so there's your cylinder right here. The bottom is the only part we see, so I can shade this in. And I can erase a lot of the other stuff. side, side, roundness. I did erase the inside of that cylinder on the top because we don't see it. These are a little tougher because especially on the round parts, you're kind of not using your ruler. You're trying to make sense based on the cube you made or the box you made. I can shade this in on one side too. Again, this underside is the dark part. So there's your cylinder. We're going to do one more thing. We'll do a cone. So as we did before, I'll start with a box. And this is kind of a mix of the pyramid and the cylinder we just made. So box, follow your steps. Again, like the other one, I'm going to try to make this kind of square as much as I can. So left and right are relatively close in width. Like the last one, we're doing the bottom here because we are above the horizon. So we're looking up at the bottom. And there's your box. Again, we do want the see-through parts again. So I'll use the corners up at the top here to figure those out. Sorry, now I have to draw that darker. And there's the top plane. Again, when this corner meets, it should match up with that bottom. Now, for this one, again, we're making a cone here. This one was the cylinder. We kind of want to mix and match. We want to do the bottom of that cylinder here. So, like you did on that previous one, you're marking kind of the halfway point, and then you're going to try to figure out that ellipse or circle that would fit in that. Something like that. And then like you did on the pyramid where you made an X to find that middle point, we're going to do that here, except again, we're looking up at it. So there's one X, and the other one connecting those two corners. And here's your center point. So that's the point of your cone. Now you can just attach that to your sides of that circle you made. And there's your cone. Okay, I'm going to erase some of the extra stuff. And there's your cone. So this number 2 assignment, you have a cylinder, you have a cone, you have your box or cube. Let's call it a cube. You have this triangular prism. And you have your pyramid. Take a picture, turn that in.